Hey, Jump Rope fam. Dizzy here with episode 26 of the Jump Rope podcast featuring the rap wizard from Scotland, Eilidh Smith. If you think your rope ties you in knots, Eilidh does it on purpose and rocks it. She's creating mind-boggling combos, mastering beaded ropes, and spreading pure jump rope joy. Ready for some Scottish charm, epic rope tricks, and big laughs? Don't miss Eilidh on episode 26. Let's jump right in. Eilidh Smith, thank you so much for joining me on the Jump Rope podcast all the way from Scotland.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's so fun to have you. I've been watching your videos. I was trying to prepare a little bit and I was just watching video after video of you, and I swear my brain got so twisted in raps. Like, you are such a rap master, and I wanted to ask, how did you get into raps?
It's funny, actually. Initially, I was not into them at all. It's actually, I spoke to Chris. It was one of the messages I sent him way back in like 2021 or something. I was like, raps are so hard. Raps are so boring. How do you do them? And then it's funny, like after that, and then I got into some of Chris's raps, but there was a series by Dan Skips. He did the Rap Wednesdays, and I slowly got more into that, and that's how I gradually started understanding that kind of stuff. And kind of went from there, to be honest. And now I'm just obsessed.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that's sort of cool is that I've watched enough of your videos that you'll have like mini rap 70, mini rap 71, and you've like got this series. And I wondered, do you write those down, or are you planning them?
Nope.
Or
just whatever comes up here.
so if I said, hey, I want you to bust out mini rap 55,
Well,
would
no,
you know
not
what
quite
it
like
is?
that. I'd have to go and look at it because there's too many of them for me to remember. Like, I remember
Right.
the most recent ones, but not like... I remember like the first two, and then the last couple I've done, can't remember any of the rest of them.
Well, it's a brain teaser for me.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun to watch. It made me wonder if you're a puzzle person, like if you're somebody who likes puzzles.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, certainly some of those raps, like you get wrapped in so many different ways that I visually am like, how's she going to get out of that? I have no idea.
It's like, it's planned madness, is how I like to call it.
Yeah.
So, like,
That's
I'll
great.
think, oh, I can do like an arm wrap and maybe put my leg through that wrap of the arm wrap. And
Yeah.
then kind of just think of like before and after and during.
Yeah.
And then I just think, oh, I can do this other thing and maybe add that onto it.
Yeah.
Maybe add a
Interesting.
release or whatever.
So, Eilidh, you've been jumping rope for quite a while. I think on your profile it says you're 25, right? And you've been jumping since 2020.
I have. It's been a long time, 5 years.
Yeah. What got you started? What got you interested in jump rope?
It was kind of weird. So it was during COVID, and my mom wanted me and my brother to do something, and she saw an advert for these ropes. So I actually took to it. My brother didn't really like it, but I took to it straight away, and I started. It was like a Nike wire rope. Funnily enough, and I started doing stuff. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then I saw Russ Athletics, his ropes, and I was starting to watch him and the jump rope dudes. I started watching them, and I got my first proper rope from Russ Athletics, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And I started getting into that boxer style footwork kind of stuff, which is totally not me anymore.
Yeah.
But I got into that, and I got that rope, and I started learning double unders and things like that. And then I got a advert for Chris's ropes, and I was like, "Oh, they're beaded. What is this?" And I looked into it, and it said you could create your own. I was like, "Oh, I'm doing this."
Yeah, totally.
And then when it came, I was like, "Oh, this is sick." So when it came, I was like, "I wonder what I could do with this." And his Tricktionary, like some of his stuff he was creating way back then, came up, and I was like, "Oh, this toad. Let me try that. What is that? I can do a cross. I'll try the toad." And then when I saw the mic release, I was like, "This is ridiculous."
I know, right?
What is this? How are you releasing the rope and catching it?
Yeah.
But I kind of was at that time. That's why I was speaking to Chris. He was helping me with the mic release, and then somehow within the space of 4 days, do you know? I got it in 4 days. The mic release. I caught it and jumped it.
My, that's pretty great. Like I know I've talked to people on the podcast who are like, yeah, I worked on it for a year, 6 months.
I'm a very, very quick learner. A lot of the things I do. It's just the way my brain works. I've got ADHD, so I'm constantly like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like with my combos, it's the same. Even from the beginning, I was learning stuff really quickly. And Chris was like, Eilidh, you're so fast at learning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Nate as well.
I'm curious, if you don't mind me asking, how do you find the ADHD affects your jump rope, or your jump rope affects your ADHD?
It's more my ADHD with remembering. Like, I will be working on a combo and it'll just go. It'll just go in my head. And I'm like, oh, for like, where's the combo? What was the combo? And I'll end up having to, I pause the recording and go back to my phone and look at it. I'm like, I can't remember. And it's like sometimes I'm not recording and I'm doing a skill. Like today, I was doing something. I was like, what was that thing I was going to do? And then it came back to me, so I was like,
do you get the kind of focus, like when you're jumping rope, do you feel focused? Like, you look really focused.
I'm very focused.
Yeah.
You've seen my concentration face.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
With the tongue in my mouth and that. It's been commented on a lot throughout the years of me jumping, my concentration face.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, I'm sure I have a little bit of a concentration face. I know several people in the community who are just lovely people, and as soon as they start jumping rope, they get serious, and they're all down to business, you know? Yeah. So the first rope that you got from Rush Athletics, was that like a PVC rope?
Yeah, it was a PVC rope. It was like, I think it was like 4mm or something.
Okay. And so when you got the one from Chris, it was your first beaded rope?
It was my first beaded. It was so much heavier.
Yeah.
And I noticed that difference right away. Like, the way I was able to move it was easier. My Rush Athletics rope didn't last that long.
Yeah.
Because of the nature of the rope. I was using a mat, but it was just because it was so cold at the time of when I started jumping, it just didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I did that to elevate rope, like one of my first PVC 4mm elevate ropes, snapped it because I was jumping outside. So now, are you primarily beaded?
Yes. The only time I'll use PVC is for my multiples.
Okay.
So like my triples,
like when you're doing
stuff.
double unders and stuff like that. Yeah. I watched a video of you earlier that tickled me, where you were trying to do a TJ, and you're working on it, and when you land it, it surprised you, and the look on your face, and you were like, holy, yeah.
It always surprised me. I'm like, how did I really do that?
I know. Yeah. You had some choice words, and it just made me giggle. It was terrific. When you started jumping, how long did it take you until you decided, I want to get serious about this?
It was 2022, started 2022. I had coaching with Chris for about a year, just getting my basics, understanding all the skills and the theory behind it, and like the acronyms and stuff. So once I kind of was at a point where I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing now. And I went with Nate. So it really got serious very quickly, and I progressed so fast.
Yeah.
Just starting out small and moving toward, like, my multiples have just skyrocketed over the last couple of years when I was with them. I mean,
so go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, from not being really able to do a double under cross very well to being able to do like a TJ by like 2023.
Can you talk a little bit about the coaching that you had with Chris, and then also the coaching you had with Nate? Like, what does that look like? Was that a weekly thing? Was it Zoom?
So with Chris, it was twice a month. I think it was like an hour. I found it to be really good. And Chris is one of the best guys I've come across in the jump community. He's so supportive. And I love his company and the message that he has behind it as well. He's trying to get everyone to jump. I liked his way of teaching, especially for the theory, because I'm very much the same. I like the theory behind all the different jumps and stuff. And then when I went with Nate, it made it a bit easier for me to understand what was going on.
Okay.
Like if Nate was like, oh, do an EBCL or whatever, I wouldn't be like, oh, what the is that? What is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I have not met Chris yet. One thing I've heard about him is that he's really into the physics of the rope, you know, and that really comes through, which makes me happy. The science nerd in me is like,
I actually really like that. The science and the way the rope moves, like the arc and that. Even when when I first started the mic release, it was just those tiny tweaks of where it was in the air, or where it was positioned on my wrist.
Right.
And then it just clicked, and then
yeah, it's crazy how sometimes, you know, what seems like a small adjustment like that, like, oh, don't throw the release out quite so far, just keep it in tighter to your body. Yeah. Like, wow, it's a game changer.
I know, it is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And Nate, of course, Nate was on a few episodes ago, and yeah, he's an OG. Like he's he thinks deeply about jump rope too. And yeah, he's very into the body mechanics and stuff, and so much fun to talk to him about that. So are you meeting with, you mentioned to me via text the other day that you were still working with Nate.
Yeah, well,
What does
not
that
this
look like?
month, but definitely next month I'll be getting back to it again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just kind of to help build my combos, and just we're trying to do like longer combos instead of the short ones that I tend to do,
Mm-hmm.
which I quite like. And then the creative combos that we come up with, I love doing that stuff.
So when are you working on, like I mentioned at the beginning that you're a rap master. Are you working on a lot of rap related stuff, or
Actually,
are there different
no.
types? Okay.
It's some raps, but it's mostly like say a mic release to like a 180 Texan into like a Toad or something completely ridiculous, or like some leg cross, or maybe into like a double or a triple, and then
Yeah.
getting it back to like a cross. It's kind of just mixing those skills you wouldn't normally see. So I think it's so cool.
So everybody, you heard it here first. Ailey's going to do a 180 double Texas Toad TS cross double
Sounds
under
about
backflip.
like backflip, a TS backflip just for Aaron, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So can you talk about why you jump rope? Like I'm,
Why a jump rope? That is
yeah.
a
Why do,
question.
yeah.
Mostly just for my mental sanity, to be honest.
Yeah.
Keeps me going. It stops me from overthinking and getting too bored, because I find I always have to be doing something. And jump rope kind of just, it's like the calm in the middle of it. It just kind of helps me. I don't know, all my problems seem to just wash away when I jump. It's like I don't think about anything other than just what I'm doing at that moment.
Yeah. That's
I don't think
magic, isn't
about
it?
work. I don't think about the stresses of my life at that current moment. Just jump, rap away, and chill out.
Yeah. So speaking of work, like what is it that you do?
I work in the UK. It's a Tesco's. It's just a supermarket, and I help with the home deliveries. I
Okay.
pick out the items, and then it gets sent out. It's not exactly. It's not fun. It's not the most fun job in the world, but I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I'm
Probably don't have to take it home with you, right?
no,
Like
I
you
don't.
get to leave it at the office,
No,
so to speak. Yeah.
it's a lot of moving about. Like,
Yeah. I mentioned at the beginning you're in Scotland, but where in Scotland are you? Or
I'm near Inverness. If
okay.
most people know where that is, I don't know. Aberdeen, Glasgow, where they like it looks like a weird like L. I'm like just in the middle. I'm very
Okay.
north.
Okay. And so do you have snow on the ground now?
Yeah, well, not right now. It's actually been hot and sunny, which I don't want it to be. I don't like it.
You don't like the hot and sunny?
It's like I like it, but like I don't. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just too warm just now
Too
for me.
warm.
I'm like, in
Yeah.
April, just give me like a couple more months and then you can get warm again.
Yeah. I grew up mostly in Alaska,
Mm.
and then I live in Minnesota now. And so I have had my fill of cold weather. I can imagine before too long living in a warmer climate.
Thing is, I don't think I could live in a warmer climate. I
Really?
don't know. I'm just not made for it.
I just like the idea of like getting out of bed, putting on shorts, not a ton of clothes, and then going outside and jumping
Yeah.
rope in the sun.
I mean, yeah, in the winter it does get a bit tedious having to go out and put two t-shirts on. I put my hoodie and my body warmer and my gloves and my neck thing and my hat, and I'm like, oh. Then by the time I do
Yeah.
that, I'm like, I don't want to go out anymore.
Yeah, I've had that internal conversation as well where I'm making deals with myself. And sometimes when it's really cold, I'll take a hot shower and get right from the hot shower like
Oh,
into
that's
long
smart.
underwear, and then yeah, I mean, because honestly, when it's really cold, sometimes it's hard to keep your muscles loose.
Oh
even
yeah, definitely.
even you stretch and all that sort of stuff, and then if you're not constantly moving, I have to re-stretch. Just kind of.
I do find like when it's been really cold, I have to just do doubles and footwork or leg crosses, because wraps they keep you warm to an extent. Like when the weather's
They
okay
don't
just now,
get
and
your
it's
heart
like
rate up as much, right?
no, it's more like rest kind of things, but depends how you do them.
Yeah. So can you talk? We mentioned your beaded rope and how that was heavier. So the heaviness of it gave you more feedback, and did
Yes,
that make it easier for you to learn?
yeah, it gave me a lot more feedback than the PVC at that time, so I was
Mhm,
able to kind of feel where the rope was
mhm,
around my body,
mhm.
especially for like any of the crossing tricks really and the releases. I was able to feel where it was. And then when I started learning these like floater handle pass release thingies, I was able to feel where it was in the air. That I had to,
Yeah.
worry about this PVC just dropping dead to the floor.
Yeah. That's one of the things I love about heavier ropes is just that extra feedback. And
Yes,
I think at first I thought, oh, if you've got a heavy rope, it's just going to make it harder to do the trick. But in actuality, I think in a lot of ways, it can make it a lot easier because you don't have to work so hard to figure out where the rope is. Like when you've got
definitely.
that 4 mil PVC rope whipping around you, since you don't have as much feedback, you have to pay more attention to your wrists.
I know nowadays I'm more in tune with where it is, but at the start I just couldn't figure it out for the life of me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how many times I've slapped myself in the back of the head
Oh, don't.
at 100 miles an hour.
PTSD. I've done
Yeah. I tried
TSs
it.
where the ropes come and just hit me there. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go inside
Oh,
now. See you later.
yeah. Yeah. That's a painful one. The ropes to the face.
Oh, they suck.
Mm.
They're-
Outside of your coaching, have you used other resources to learn?
So Chris has done workshops in the past, and I think he
Mhm.
did 2 last year and the 2 year before, or maybe 1 the year before that. I can't remember. But I've learned a lot at those because I'm with loads of people that have the same common interest, and then there's these competitive jump ropers like Mike Fry and all that coming over
Mhm.
to give us these lessons that we wouldn't normally get on person. It would normally be online.
Right.
So yeah, the workshops is the one thing I really enjoyed, and the meetups, just meeting up with other people, the common
Yeah, you've
interest.
got some fun videos on your Instagram feed of meetups, like you with a whole bunch of people, and it
Mhm.
just looks like a blast. I
Oh,
saw
it's so
Lauren
fun.
Jumps there and several other people, and doing combos together. Like there's one with you and like 3 or 4 other people where you're all doing combo at the same time.
Yeah, it's so cool. There's nothing quite like a meetup.
Yeah.
Just the happiness and the endorphins that is going around everyone is just so good. I can't
Yeah.
wait for the ones this year as well. So it should be fun.
Yeah. I wish I could come to the one that's in London on the
London.
5th of, yeah, I would love
I
to do that.
so wish you could come. That would be
Yeah. I'm not sure I'll be able to make it this year,
next year.
but maybe next year. Yeah. But I definitely have it on my radar to get to a meetup this year because I think that would be
You
fun.
should. You should.
I don't know if you heard the episode with M Foley on it, Doc Jumps. Like she was talking about meetups and how she sort of had that same feeling like, I'll go to the meetup, but maybe I'll get there not quite when it starts and
Yeah.
whatever, but that it was like an amazing thing.
It doesn't really matter when you turn up either. You can just turn up and just jump for as long as you want and leave, or you can stay to the end and go out for food afterwards, which is what I normally do.
Yeah. One of the things that she said that I thought was so cool was that there's basically this common language among us, like we don't have to tell each other what jump rope means to
Exactly.
us or how, exciting it is or whatever. We don't have to get that look that you get from your friends or your parents where
God,
you're
I know.
trying to
Yeah,
explain to them like, I did a TS. And they're
I
like,
did it, and they're like,
that's
"What the fuck is
great.
that?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So, so about the meetups, like, can you describe how I'm sure you've gone to different meetups that have been structured differently, but
Yep.
how long are they and what are you doing? Are there actual
Typically,
classes?
it's not classes. Literally, you just turn up and chat with folk and
Hmm.
jump, make
Hmm.
combos, just chill out and just I don't know, have a good time. There's no pressure to do anything. You can the music's on and you're just doing whatever.
Yeah.
You could be chatting, you could be doing flow rope, you could be doing jump rope, double dutch, wheel, any of the kind of stuff because there's no pressure on you. And we've even had kids joining in that walk
Nice.
past, so it's
Hmm.
quite cool.
That is cool. There's a cool video of you on your Instagram jumping rope in the middle of a double dutch rope. So
So yeah, it's
jumping
hard.
double dutch, and then I think you do a release at the end of it too. I'm like, go
I
Ailey!
can't
Like
tell you how bloody hard that is, honestly. Knocks the wind out you.
you made it look easy, like jumping rope while you're jumping rope, and then doing a release
I
was
would like to shout out the Jump Rope Sisters for that because they actually helped me at one of the first workshops that Chris put together. They helped me do that, and I'll be forever
yeah,
grateful because I love double dutch now. I didn't really like it before,
yeah,
but now I love it.
yeah. I did it when I was an elementary school kid, but I've never done it as an adult.
When
But it
you get to a meetup, does you need to do double dutch? It's so fun.
it looks like it would be amazingly fun. So talk about your ropes a little more. Like how many ropes do you have? Do you have a favorite?
Yes, well, at the moment I have got a favorite because it's new.
Okay.
It's the one by Elise from Canada.
Okay.
That Canada rope. But my all-time favorite one that my go-to is my Mick Monday one from the set. I love that rope.
Mick Monday?
Yeah, Mick Monday. It's a series she did, and it was a specific design of rope she
Oh,
made.
okay.
And I just love it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
What do
like
you?
the perfect length and everything.
Yeah. How do you size your ropes?
I go by beads.
Yeah. You count them?
Yeah.
So what's your length?
I think it's 75. Might be
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
I normally leave like about 3 beads between the handles and the
Yeah.
first couple of beads. So.
Yeah. I learned early on that was the way for me to do it. It was not to like try to size every rope originally each time. Like you learn like these beads are 1-inch beads. I need 84 of them, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I did it the first time, I just counted how many beads on, and it was just like, oh, I can do that, and that's fine. I don't need to like worry when I size my other ropes.
Yeah. Are all your ropes like roughly exactly the same size, or do you have
Not
some that are a little
actually. I've
longer?
got some that are longer for
Okay.
certain wraps and learning like harder skills.
Okay.
And I've got short ones for doing doubles and triples sometimes for my form. But then I now use them for wraps, like because my wraps have become so like my form's become so tight in terms of my wraps. I'm able to use them.
Okay. So the wraps are very interesting to me. Like so far, I do a few arm wraps here and there,
Yeah.
but you don't see a lot of wrapping. I don't do much in the way of leg wraps or anything like that.
That's fair.
Or they're inadvertent. I do leg wraps when I trip myself up, right?
Don't we all though?
But I just am so curious about like, what is it that you're getting from the wraps?
It's kind of weird.
Why are you obsessed with them?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's like a puzzle for my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love them. I love
Yeah.
the like crazy things I can get into with them.
Yeah, well, you do get into some crazy things, but it's so cool. It's interesting to watch. It is a little bit of a brain teaser. It's like me watching Aaron Jumps do crisscrosses like a
His
machine
crosses
gun.
are crazy good.
Yeah, and I mean, he is like a machine gun, just one after the other. And your
yeah.
wraps are the same way. Like you're just tied in a knot until you're not.
Yeah.
So what about, are there other mental health benefits? Like you mentioned focus or sort of not thinking about other stuff, but what other benefits have you got? Not necessarily just mentally, but physically as well.
Actually, physically, I've noticed like my stamina and my endurance is very good. Like if I was to go on a run, I'd be able to cope with it because my stamina is so good from the jumping. And I've found that I'm actually able to jump higher than I used to because obviously there's a certain thing you need to do. You need to go up.
Yeah. Yeah. One weird side effect that I haven't really talked about, but that I found, so certainly stamina is one, but lung capacity.
Oh, yeah.
Like my lung capacity and the effect, like I am no professional singer, but I sing a lot in the car. I sing when I'm out in the park,
I can believe
skipping, right? And just being able to hold a note for a lot longer or to have more in it. It's weird. It's like jump rope has helped my singing.
You can kind of go jumping while actually talking to yourself or singing to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, or sing to the rest of the
mid-trip
park.
and I'll be speaking to myself in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. And then I also get so into the music that I, like will sing out loud or I I made a joke and it wasn't actually really a joke. This really happened. I was out at the park the other day and I was skipping to this country song. I had some help and I'm just really into the song and I'm flowing and I'm always jumping to music and gets to the chorus and the guys yell, I had some help. And I yell, I had some help. And then I look around the park and there's, others with their kids and there's ladies walking their dogs or whatever. I had some help. Yeah.
Well, you're just in your own little zone. I just love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just chilling out with my rope. Don't mind me singing along.
Yeah. Yeah. This lady came up at the park the other day with a dog and she said, I've seen you out here before. Are you like a fitness trainer or something? And I said, no, I'm just a jump rope nut. I jump rope for mental health and fitness and love it. And it's like, oh, that's so cool.
It's funny. When I've been at the gym, I've had people come up to me like, oh, are you an athlete or competitive? I was like, no, I just do this for recreational fun purposes.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of that, like in the gym, but then I also get the weird looks like, what the fuck is she doing? Why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
I've had a lot of nice interactions as well. Like where I jump now in my front garden, I get a lot of people walking by and they
Mhm.
smile at me. So I'm like, oh,
That's nice. Yeah. I don't know, as an adult, like seeing people jump when I did, get on like YouTube and started seeing Lauren and Katie and all these
mm.
other people, like, oh my gosh, that is just the coolest thing. And if I would have been walking down the street and seen someone do that, I would have been the guy who stopped on the sidewalk and was just like, oh my God,
Yeah,
can you
jaw
teach
dropped.
me? Right. Yeah. So also think I've seen you as part of Kathy Jump's community, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty fantastic.
Oh,
I
I
love
love Kathy.
Kathy.
She's great.
Yeah. I love her footwork too.
Oh,
She's got
she's
some
just
really great
mesmerizing to
footwork
watch. I
stuff.
just love her
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah. She's got such a fun attitude as well.
Oh yeah, she's so awesome. It's funny.
Have you
I've actually
been
been
to
talking to her recently about these like behind the back swings and how ridiculously annoying they are.
Yeah.
When you do them, they come and whack you in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, she and I talked about jumping backwards and taking it to the face. Like
Oh,
that's why you wear sunglasses, not because you think you're cool, but because you want to protect
that's
your
why when
eyes.
there's times I'll have my hood up. I'm like, thank God I had my hood up, or else I would have had a black eye.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you use any apps or anything like that to learn? Have you used Tricktionary or any of those
Yeah, I'm
kind
on
of
the
things?
Tricktionary Plus since Chris announced it, but I've been helping him behind the scenes a lot with that, which
Okay.
has been really cool. So
Yeah.
I've been seeing it just blow up and people just loving it.
Neat. So helping behind the scenes with like certain raps and stuff?
Yeah, so I've actually been uploading all of my raps onto that app for people to
Okay.
access for free. Well, not for
Oh,
free, but
neat. Yeah. For Tricktionary. Yeah.
so when you see like Igma doing the raps, it's from the Tricktionary app most of the time.
Neat. That's cool. Tricktionary was something that I heard about, I don't know, several months after I started jumping and started
Hmm.
paying attention. For those who might be listening who don't know what it is, can you describe it?
So basically, it's like a library of all of the jump rope skills you can imagine. They're obviously not all on there yet, but a good majority of them are. There's now this community page where anyone can upload anything jump rope related, and you can go in and recreate that. You can make it different, or you can do the same, so other people can see how you did it. And the trick of the day thing with the streak is also a thing you've probably seen. There's 3 tricks of the day. You can pick one or all 3 and then you just tick that off, and then that starts your streak. It kind of helps you keep consistent.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there's some people in there that've got streaks over 500,
Yeah.
so it's crazy. But I love it. It's got challenges you can do with any skill for crosses, wings, turns, ups, you name it.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I find those kind of things so helpful. I haven't actually tried Tricktionary yet, but
You should.
I've
It's
got Lauren's Fancy Feats app and I've got a few others and I'm a member of Kathy's crew on Instagram and she's got all sorts of great resources there.
I know she's got some good, real good stuff.
Can you talk a little bit about like what a workout session looks like for you? Are you warming up and then how long are you jumping or rapping or
So
swearing?
my sessions alternate. Like today, I did mostly double unders or triple unders, and maybe a couple of raps. But I'll have a session where I just do raps. That would be my rest session. And then say
Okay.
tomorrow, I will probably do raps tomorrow at some point
Hmm.
because that's like my rest day.
Hmm.
And then these sessions can typically last from between 5 minutes to about an hour and a half. But it's
So
mostly me looking through stuff to see what I can do.
when you get started jumping rope, are you setting out to like I'm gonna work on a specific trick or a specific combo or something or
No, sometimes maybe if I've screen recorded it beforehand, but I typically just go in and get myself warmed up, maybe do a couple of doubles, crosses, like, leg crosses. And then once I'm actually warmed up, I will go into doing what I was planning to do. If it's just raps that I'm doing, I will, or releases, I will just drill the releases so my shoulders are warm.
okay. So your warm up is basically jumping, but just not high intensity
No, it's
jumping.
quite low intensity stuff. Just get you
Okay.
started.
And do you do a cool down at all, Ailey? No, you're young. Yeah. When you
No,
get to
well,
be old
to be
like
fair,
me.
actually, I'm not supposed to stretch because I've got hypermobility syndrome. So it's
What's that?
basically my joints go like that,
Oh,
and they bend way further back than they should.
that's
So when I
interesting.
stretch, that just elongates them, and then I'm more prone to injury.
Oh, interesting.
Also why I bruise quite easily.
That's interesting. So does that affect your jumping at all? Like, you're not more prone to injury while jumping with that?
Weirdly enough, I don't think the only injury I've had from jumping rope is shin splints.
Okay.
I managed to sort them pretty quickly.
Good. Yeah. Shin splints. No fun.
God. It's funny, touch wood, but I haven't had them since that first time.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me.
Yeah. So you said your sessions are between 5 minutes and an hour? And does the length just depend upon the day and how you're feeling, or is it really what you're doing?
Mostly dependent on my mood.
Okay.
Like, say if it's 5 minutes, if I'm not feeling very well, obviously it's not going to be very long. But if I'm like in a really good mood, it tends to last up towards an hour. Especially if like it's sunny or whatever, I'll be like, oh, it's such a nice day, and I'll just get out and do whatever.
Yeah. So are you listening to music at all while you're jumping? Because you put your stuff to music, I noticed.
I do. That's just pure luck that it matches up. Also, when I'm in the gym, I do listen to music, but when I'm at home, I don't tend to. Not when I'm jumping.
Why is that?
When I have music on while I'm trying to do something, like it just gets on my nerves because I can't think of what I'm doing. So when I don't have it on, I'm able to think clearly.
Yeah. My whole mission is not to think.
Well, I mean, yeah, that also works.
But you're doing these crazy puzzles, like
I kind of have to get my brain somewhat engaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but sometimes when I work out hard, I treat myself like with food or stuff like that. Do you have any treats that you reward yourself with?
I normally just have like a fizzy drink or something.
Yeah.
Most of the time I just wait until I eat, and then I'm like, oh, that's fine. Maybe I have like a chocolate bar after my dinner or whatever.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm not as tame as that always.
Well, no. I don't tend to eat a lot.
So Eilidh, you're also doing the Jump for Joy 100.
I am.
So what made you decide to do a 100-day skipping challenge?
So basically, my jumping was pretty inconsistent the last year, I would say, because I've had life problems, things not really going my way. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, I haven't done a challenge in a while. Because I'd done Kathy Jumps' 100-day thing way back in like 2022. So I was like, oh, might as well do another one. Because I've seen Peta, she just seems so like lovingly wanting me to do it. So I was like, oh, sure. And everyone else kind of was hopping in like, oh, Eilidh's doing it now, I can see all her raps.
Yeah.
But no, I actually really enjoy doing it, even if it's for like a couple of minutes every day. Like when I had the flu, I felt dreadful. Yeah. And I just went out and I did it, and it just made me feel that little 1% better than I did if I didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing that effect. I know I can't tell you the number of times where it's been cold out or whatever, and it's that hassle of getting all dressed up, or, oh, I'm not sure I have it in me today, I'm just tired or whatever. And then I just make myself do it. And it just doesn't take but a minute of bouncing for me to be like,
then you're in such a good mood for the rest of the day from it.
Right.
As well.
Yeah. Do you have a specific time of day that you normally jump?
No, I just jump whenever I want, whenever I can.
Yeah. So what are your goals as far as jumping goes? You said you're working with Nate on combos and stuff like that, but like, if we talk again next year at this time, what do you want to have accomplished?
I kind of just want to like keep unlocking stuff, because there's a couple of things I do want to try and achieve, like certain skills I would like to get better at. I would like to try and get quads. I think I've done like 2 types, but I don't really do them that often.
So would you describe those?
So it's a quadruple under. It's 4 rotations of the rope.
For every jump?
For every jump, but you're in the air for all 4 of them. Doing a swing, and open. That's 1 quad. I'd like to be able to string them together at some point. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, pretty soon you just will learn to fly, right? Like,
exactly. Who needs that?
If you can be in the air for 4 rotations of the rope, make it 6, make it 8.
Someone's actually got the world record for 8 hours.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Of continuously doing that.
I wonder what kind of rope they were using.
It was wire rope, but they've actually managed to do it with a PVC rope and do 7.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing to see just the breadth of different types of styles that people have and things that people do,
Definitely.
like you with the raps are so amazing. There's a guy that I follow who does acrobatic stuff. Like
Oh
he's
yeah.
doing, forward cartwheels while he's, jumping rope, and people who just dance with rope, people who have short, punchy routines. I just think it's so fascinating and
I
so
just
fun to
like the
watch.
variety of this community of people's styles.
Mhm.
It's so cool.
So, can you talk a bit about the jump rope community and you've been doing this since 2020, so I guess you've kind of seen more of the evolution
Yeah,
of
I
the
have.
jump rope community on Instagram, right?
Yep.
Talk a little about that.
It's kind of, I don't know. It's definitely evolved, and there's a lot of people that don't actually do it anymore. That I've noticed. There used to be quite a few of us up here, but they don't do it anymore. Not that I can see. But for the
When you
most
say up
part,
here, you mean in Scotland?
in Scotland, yeah. But for the most part, it's not changed a hell of a lot since I've been there at the start. I know the meetups has definitely changed with lots and lots of different, like more new people coming through to jump. But I mean, I still love it all the same. It's such a supportive community. I mean, it's been like that since day one. You struggle with something little, and someone will come and help.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't expect when I first created my account. Was how supportive a lot of these people are.
Yeah. And you get support from literally all over the
Oh
world,
yeah,
right?
just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm actually meeting up with someone from Inverness who jumps also,
Oh yeah?
like next week.
Nice. You're gonna put some combos together,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
wrap them up tight.
No, she'll probably end up getting me doing footwork. So
Yeah. Love the footwork.
I am not a footwork person.
I kind of am a little bit.
Just a little bit. A little bit. See, I don't understand you, Dizzy, because you put a mat out and then you're like 50 miles away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
like, what's the
I get
point?
that a lot. Like, why do you even take the mat? Honestly, I use the mat during warm-ups more than anything, like I'll do warm-ups and then I'll do jump rope warm-ups and then I do some calisthenic stuff. And
Mm.
for the most part, I stay on the mat. But the problem that I have is that I put on the
I
headphones
know
and I
you're all
start
over the
playing
place.
music, and then my dancy pants get antsy. And even when I'm warming up, I'm in between push-ups and sit-ups or whatever, I'm dancing
Just
around
dancing
like a
about. I mean,
lunatic.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm in the
But yeah,
gym as well. I'm like just in between a set, and I'm like just jamming out to whatever I'm listening to.
yeah. Yeah, I love the traveling. I love the moving around. And it's
Mm.
interesting. I've been thinking about it more because, I like jumping on those limestone benches. I've
Mm.
done a whole bunch of jumping on these, benches that are like 18 inches across
Aye.
by 4
Yeah.
feet or something like that. And that you don't have as much room to travel. It's more
No.
confining. But there's something really special about that too. So yeah.
I like it
I
when you
can't
do it
wait
on
for the park.
the like narrow stuff. I
Yeah.
think it's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I posted a few videos recently of that. One the other day when it was snowing and I got up and
You're
jumped on.
okay. I would not do that. Even if you
I
paid me, I
know
wouldn't do
your
that.
comment was like, I wouldn't even go out in that weather.
I know. I was like, nah.
Yeah, no, it's too fun. I don't know. I've got the addiction, like
Oh, I
gotta
know.
jump
I
and
can tell.
yeah.
I am doing a course right now. A personal trainer. Well, I'm gym instructor trained, and I'm doing my personal training course. I'm already trained as I've got the qualification as a gym instructor, so I can take people for inductions in the gym.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm doing my PT personal training course, so I'm hoping to maybe do some coaching or jump rope.
Cool.
So I'm qualified to do it. So if anyone wants to get coaching,
Nice. Yeah,
little
that's so
self plug
fun.
there.
Yeah, that's great. So with the training stuff, can you talk about like what have you had to learn do you have to learn like basic body mechanics and just general physical fitness kind of stuff?
Yeah, so it's a lot of I had to learn a lot of anatomy and physiology, kind of just
Hmm.
how the body moves, the biomechanics of the muscles and things like that, and the different systems in the body.
Bet
Just
that's fun.
oh, it is. I love it. I love anatomy.
How long have you been doing that?
So I've done that for the last year, the gym
Okay.
instructor one. I just started the personal training one at the end of last year.
And is that something that you're doing at a local gym?
No, it's actually an online course, and I just
Okay.
have to go to an in-person assessment like once.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I've also got a degree in sports science, sport and fitness.
Oh, you do? That's an interesting degree.
It's very interesting. I mean, I don't know what use it's got, but I've got it.
Well, you'll be a very well-credentialed jump rope coach.
Exactly. So if anyone
Yeah,
wants coaching, come at me.
come at you. All right. Well, that sounds exciting. I know for me, once I found jump rope and found the benefits of it were so incredible for me. Like I just wanted to tell people
Oh,
and
yeah.
and I'm sure, my family are like, yeah, we've had enough of that jump rope stuff now. Or they're like, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's the
All of
same
it.
with me.
Yeah.
It's like I'll try and tell my dad, "Oh, I did this today," and he's like, "Huh?" My mom kind of gets it now though, because she looks at my stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But my dad's like, Ellie, okay, whatever.
Yeah. So you haven't persuaded mom or dad to jump with you?
No, well, actually, my brother started jumping at Christmas. He managed to do like a couple of crosses and jumped a bit. So I was quite impressed with that.
Good.
He did a
But it
swing as well.
didn't keep it up. He
He
needs Coach
wants to keep
Ailey.
up. He's got like no time
Yeah.
between college and going to work. So
Yeah. So I'm also curious about like your technical setup. Like when you are recording yourself, what does that look like?
it's all it is. It's my phone leaning up against the front door.
There you go. It works, right?
I do have a tripod, but I'm too damn lazy to set it up.
Yeah. So you just film with your phone. And then as far as editing stuff, do you edit all
I
your
just
stuff
edit
just
on
on
my phone
Instagram?
because I've got the Samsung S24. I got it last year, so it's like brand new. I was actually with
Okay.
Apple before, but it was just causing me problems. I was like, I'll just go back to Android.
Got it. So you just do your editing on your phone, like in the Instagram app?
Not on the. I actually use. I think it's InShot. I use especially for
Okay.
my mini wraps. I'll edit it on there to add the slow mo to the normal video.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So that's just another app like CapCut or something like that. Yeah, interesting.
It's quite good actually.
Cool. So what else is next for you? Like when's your next meetup?
Oh, it's Bergen in Norway at the end of the month. I can't wait.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm
That
going to
sounds
Bergen
amazing.
on the 24th of April. I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun. And
That
then
sounds amazing.
in May, I'm going to Paris.
So,
I know, right? I've never been to Paris. I've been past it, but I've never been in it.
yeah.
So I'm buzzing for that. I'm staying for 3 days.
Wow. Are you
And
going by
then,
yourself or are you going with friends?
well, I'm going traveling by myself, but I'm staying with a couple of people.
Okay,
So a
cool.
couple of jump ropers.
Nice.
Be a lot of talk about jump rope, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Are you
then,
planning to go to that one in London?
of course, it costs me like nothing to go down to London. It's like cheaper to take a flight to London than it is to get a train to Edinburgh. It's ridiculous.
Wow. That sounds, so wish I could go to that. That's going to be
Oh, I so
fantastic.
wish you'd come. You know the vibes that would be there if you there.
Well, I'm hoping that somebody here in the U.S. organizes one that I can get to. Like I would
I'm
love to
sure
go
there
to a
will.
Kathy Jumps meetup or something.
Yeah, sometimes I think Kathy normally organizes a meetup in New York. I think.
Yeah, I've pinged her about that. So if that comes to fruition, I'm going to do my best to get out there
Maybe I
because
should
that
just
would be
fly over to
amazing.
that as well.
Yeah, the world jump rope
Exactly.
traveler.
Well, I mean, I've been to Seattle for the jump rope weekend. With Elite Jumps.
Yeah, I saw some video of that, and I know one person who works over at Elite, and
Yeah, it's
I wondered
Crystal.
if you weren't. Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, it's just funny. She actually saw my name written on the board from
Yeah,
that weekend, and she was like, "Oh, is this your name?" I was like, "Yeah, it's me. Did that in 2023." I
that's
was like,
amazing.
"Oh, it's such a sick weekend because there's all the like Porter Ballard and so many of the competitive jump ropers that I would never be able to see normally." And I met so many of them. It was also cool and amazing people.
That's so cool. Yeah, I moved out to Minnesota from that
Mm.
area, and Richard Head Jumps. He's out in the Seattle area,
Yeah.
and so I was telling him if Kathy Jumps does a meetup in New York, then maybe he's got to fly out here, and we'll road trip it out to New York. I'll
Oh, that would be
drive.
ace, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be fun. Well, yeah. So we're gonna have to meet at a meetup before too long. It may take me a year to get overseas or whatever, but
That's
we'll
fine.
make it happen. Yeah. Yeah. There's lots to learn in the meantime, lots to
Oh,
practice.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Always stuff to learn.
Yes, there is. Well, Ailey, this has been lovely. There's all sorts of people coming into the community all the time. And I think in the Jump for Joy 100, there's a whole bunch of people who are like, yeah, it's my 17th day or it's my 30th day or whatever.
Yeah,
They're
they're
just
like
getting
brand new,
started.
yeah.
Yeah. So when you see people who are just getting started or thinking about getting started, what sort of advice or, recommendations do you have for them?
I would just say, honestly, just stick at it because you will get better. It may take you 5 years, it may take you 10 years, or it may take you 5 minutes. You just don't know. If you stick at it and keep going for it and you enjoy it, I don't see why you shouldn't give it up. Let's stop
Yeah.
doing it. So I just say, keep trying. And these people that do the mic release that are like getting demotivated, I just say, keep trying because it will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I know when talking to Joe DeLuca, Papa Joe,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
podcast on the episode that was released this week, one of the things he just hammered home was consistency,
Oh, yeah.
consistency,
100%.
consistency. And I totally get that. And I think one thing that I have done before is got it in my head that, if I'm going to get good at jump rope, I need to be able to practice for an hour a day or 2 hours a day or, something like that. But I think actually that can be self-defeating. I think, if you get out there for 5 minutes a day and you just have a routine and you're consistent and you hopefully warm up a little bit and then,
Bruno.
jump. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly you can get better. And it's so fun when, like, those times, like that video I watched of you where you landed that trick and you were like, holy, yeah. I was like, that was those little times where you land those tricks and you realize you're making progress, or where you look at a video and you see, oh man, that footwork was way smoother than it felt, or
Mhm.
whatever. It's just so rewarding. And
Yeah,
for me, it's like a snowball, right? I see that stuff and my little momentum gets bigger and it
bigger and
just
bigger.
makes me
Yeah.
want to go back. Yeah.
No, I would just say, honestly, just stick at it. Because you never know. You could get one thing, you're like, oh, but I could actually learn this now. And then it just grows and grows and grows. That's how it did for me.
Yeah. Have you done the rope flow stuff at all?
I do it sometimes. I actually quite enjoy it.
Yeah. What do you like about that? What does it do for you
I don't know.
different
It's a
than jump
very
rope?
meditative kind of thing, I would say. Like, if I'm not in the
Yeah.
mood to jump or rap, I will just get my rope out, my flow rope, and I'll just do the swings.
Hmm.
I like the
And when you
whooshing
do
sound.
that, yeah, I was going to ask, do you listen to music at all when you do flow
No,
rope,
not
or
with flow rope.
no? Do you respond to the sound of the rope?
Yeah,
Do
I
you know what I
prefer to
mean?
hear the rope.
Yeah,
I actually just like the sound of the ropes anyway, so.
me too. In fact, one of the videos that I made this week, when I produced the video, I dropped the volume of the music and increased the volume of the environmental
Mm.
so you could hear the rope hitting. And it's like ASMR for
Oh,
me.
it
Like just
actually
that
is
sound,
though,
that
isn't it?
tapping of the rope, it almost just makes me feel more content right away,
I know,
or
right?
safe or happy. I don't know. There's something about it that's primal.
Like, going back to flow rope, well, I'm not new at it, but I don't know a lot about it. Like,
Yeah,
I
me.
can do like a couple of swings, maybe an EB here and there, or a
Yeah.
Texan, a turn. I don't know. There's some right weird names for these flow rope skills, but I'm just like, just throw the rope around and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have all the names down yet, but Em did educate me that there are names for flow rope tricks that are different than the same name in jump rope. So like the EB is it the sneak or the
Yeah, the
underhanded
underhand
sneak
sneak
or
or
something?
something like that, overhand sneak,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the swings are not swings, they're overhand and underhand or something.
Yeah. But one thing that I've loved about, and I've only been doing the flow rope thing for the past week,
Mm.
basically, but one thing that I've loved about it is that idea of getting both of my sides in better balance. Like, I think in general, jump rope has really helped out with that. But
Hmm.
yeah, being able to do things on both sides. I guess that's a question I have for you is, when you are practicing a skill or trying to learn a skill, how much emphasis do you put on learning it on both sides?
I try to put quite a big emphasis. Like, if I'm doing this skill the first time, I try to even it out and do both sides. Like, say, I don't know, take the toad, for example. If I've done it on one side, I need to do it on the other side. That's why people are always so surprised with my releases, is they think, oh, do you have a dominant side? But I don't really. Obviously, throwing it on the left is easier, but I can also do it on the right.
Mhm.
Because I was talking
Yeah.
to Fabian, and he was like, oh, it's not fair, you don't have a dominant side or a weak side.
Yeah.
Because I train things on both sides. The same with my raps, I try to do it on both sides. It may take me a
Yeah.
bit longer on that other side, but I can safely say I can do it on both sides.
Yeah, I did you hear the episode with Coach Nate where he was talking about that? I thought that was really brilliant. I think if I could do my best to kind of repeat what he said, it was like one of his tactics for learning a skill was train, like say the EB or a mic release or whatever. You do it 10 times on one side and 10
Yeah.
times on the other side, and Your dominant side, you may land it, say 5 out of 10 times. Your non-dominant side, maybe it's 0 or maybe it's 1 or something like that. But you just kind of keep a log of that and you do it for a set, 10 times every day. And then at the end of the week, you kind of total it up and
Yeah.
you're not looking to improve every day. You're looking for your average to improve over the week. And so after I talked to him, that night I was practicing releases and I had only really been practicing my dominant side. And I started trying my non-dominant side. And the surprising thing was I wasn't as terrible as I was with my dominant side when I started. You know what I mean?
I think it's because you already have the pattern kind of down, so then your brain's like, oh, I can kind of do this.
Yeah,
That's what
it
I
still
found.
felt awkward, and I was kind of like, all right, this needs to be prettied up. But I landed it a few times, and I was like, that's crazy. But one of the things that I liked about his tip too was that when you get something down on one side and then you try and do it on another side where it's harder for you, by nature of doing that, it makes the dominant side easier. You go back to the dominant side and you're like, oh, I've got this.
Oh, that's a piece of cake. Yeah.
Yeah. Super fun. Well, Eilidh, this has been so much fun talking to you. And I really appreciate your time coming on and talking to me and for your support on Instagram. It's always fun to see you tie yourself in knots and get out of it.
I will continue to do so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will be there watching and rooting you on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, friends. Thanks for hanging out on the Jump Rope Podcast. We genuinely appreciate your spending your precious jumping recovery time with us. If you had a skip-tastic time, or even if you had a pretty decent time, please smash that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, why not toss us a 5-star rating while you're at it? It really helps new jumpers discover the show. Got friends? Of course you do. Spread the Jump Rope love. Tell your friends, your family, your neighbor, that rando at the grocery store checkout, anyone who needs more jump rope joy in their life. So until next time, keep jumping, keep laughing, and remember, life's too short not to skip with a smile. Catch you in the next jump.